The last time I did a washi tape video, it seemed to go over super well, so I thought I'd do another one with more ideas. Now, if you don't have washi tape, don't worry about it because you can use pattern paper for all of these techniques as well. So let's get into the card layouts. Also, if you happen to be shopping for washi tape, I do have a coupon code in the video description if you're interested. Okay, let's dive in. So we're going to start by adding a wide piece of washi tape to a card base. And one of my favorite things to do over pattern paper or washi tape is add some white embossing paste over top of a stencil. It gives you that mixed media look, but I feel like it's really easy to do because it's white embossing paste. It will go over any type of cardstock, any color, anything like that. So there's not a lot of thought you have to put into it, which is why I really love it. I like to add it here and there just to make it look really random, and I think it looks really fantastic in the end. I topped it off with a washi tape sentiment, and it was all done. Now this is one of the most common layouts I do in card making, and that's just adding a diagonal border and then a simple sentiment. You could add yourself a border too using either cardstock or really thin washi tape. It just makes the card look a little bit more finished and adds an extra little touch. Now I like this washi tape because it is clear in the background, so it's not really washi tape. I think it's called PVA tape, but what I like to do with it is use it on dark cardstock because it doesn't affect the integrity of the color when you're putting it on top. Now I know a lot of washi tape brands, they don't stick very well, so just by adding it and wrapping it behind the cardstock like I did on that last card really helps to seal the washi tape so that it doesn't lift over the time that your card might sit out. So you can see here I'm adding it to a white sheet of paper, essentially making myself pattern paper, and then I wrapped it around the back so that it stays put. You don't really need to do that with washi tape from the washi tape, but any other brand I would recommend doing that. So you could add yourself some washi tape onto some white cardstock or any color for that matter, and then adding a frame around it. And all I did was stamp a sentiment, thank you very much, on the side there, and all done. So in my last challenge that I hosted a couple of weeks ago, we talked about keeping things simple when it comes to card making. And one of those things was choosing a focus for your card. And so by focusing on one supply or one stamp or one die or washi tape, for example, you're able to make quick and easy decisions that help you make cards really quickly. And so you can see how quickly these cards are coming together. So here, again, using washi tape as if it were patterned paper, I'm adding this washi tape to the back of a card panel, and now I'm going to use it to die cut it. So I'm grabbing this Hexagon Coverplate die, any Coverplate die would do for something like this, or any regular die for that matter, and I'm running it through my die cutting machine, and I'm making sure to keep all of the pieces when it comes out of the die cutting machine as well, so I can use it to make a 2-for-1 card. Now, Coverplate dies can be pricey, but one of the things I like most about them is the fact that you can always get a 2-for-1 card out of them. So I'm going in and filling in some of the pieces here into the frame, and this is allowing me to get even spacing. So I didn't glue down the frame of the hexagons, I'm only gluing the hexagons in between. So when I remove the frame around it, it's all evenly spread out. And to finish off this card, I used a high die. I did the exact same thing by putting washi tape on white cardstock and die cutting it with the high die just to add it to the card. For the twofer, I then grabbed the frame with some of the leftover pieces still inside it. There's no reason or anyone telling you to take out all the pieces. I think it looks great and helps to keep the integrity of the pattern of the washi tape. And I use this in my frame as well, so adding this to a card base. And then I'm just trimming off any of the washi tape that might have been inside of the hexagons or outside of the hexagons. Added a pre-foiled sentiment from Pink Fresh Studio and was all done. Now don't forget, if you have pattern paper with specific images or washi tape with specific images, you can do some fussy cutting and you can cut out some of the elements on the card and then you can use them as pretty ephemera. This has been one of my favorite types of cards to create lately, is grabbing a whole bunch of little die cuts, ephemera, washi tape, and just creating a little collage of things. So you can grab all sorts of things from the washi tape so that they all match each other. You can use stickers, enamel dots, clear drops, anything like that to create a really cool collage. You can also use stamps to, go over top, and you can see I'm using a piece of copy paper to just kind of protect the washi tape a little bit. This washi tape in particular will resist the ink, but I just want to make sure I don't have to wipe it off or get any streaks on it, so using that copy paper really helps. Once again, using the rule of 3s to add the stamp in 3 different places. If you took part in my challenge a couple weeks ago, you'll know all about that. And it's just a really great way to use up with those little dies that you might have as well, like little leaves, little flowers, things like that. Those always work really well on these style of cards. I finished off this card with a foiled U that's foiled in brass foil, and then R-Strong I stamped, and I'm all done. All right, next card. So this is something a little farther off from my style, but I decided to try it out regardless. I'm using some eucalyptus cardstock, and I'm adding one of those pieces of washi tape to it. So you can see that it affects the color of the washi tape because it takes on a little bit of the eucalyptus color, but still remains, the integrity of the image is still there, right? So I decided to do this, and then I decided to do some hot foiling, or you could do some heat embossing over top of it. It's completely up to you, but I decided to create sort of an arch and then a background as well when it comes to foiling. So I wasn't quite sure if white or gold was going to work best, and I've been trying to use this white foil from Spellbinders lately, but I can't seem to get it to work all that well, to be honest with you, and so I think I will just stick to heat embossing. But gold ended up looking really, really great. So I ran this through the hot foil machine. If you are curious about hot foiling, just search on YouTube, Justine Hovey hot foiling. I have tons of videos on hot foiling, but I didn't want to go into it because that's not the focus of this video. My focus is to create a background. Now, whether you create the background out of pattern paper, or you heat emboss a background, or you stamp a background, or you hot foil a background, it doesn't matter here. The point is just kind of giving your card some context. So I added some of the background there to the card base, or what will be the card panel, to glue on the card base. And then I decided to frame the ephemera piece using the arches. And I did decide to go with gold all around on the card, and this is the finished product. I think it looks fantastic, and I added a gold thanks sentiment. Now for my last card, I wanted to do something really quick and easy. Whether you fussy cut the washi tape or you just add it to your card, it's completely up to you, but I decided to add it to the top this time. And I'm overlapping it. That's another thing that you can do with washi tape that works really well, that might not with stamps, die cuts, ephemera, things like that. This works really well with overlapping it, and you can't really tell that it's overlapped either. And I overlapped it onto the inside of my card as well. So the inside's decorated, the back side is decorated. It's really cool. So I filled in all of the little white gaps to make it look kind of like flowers falling. And then I decided to use this sort of half background die that I got. It's actually a Christmas set, but I was like, you know what, I haven't used this yet, and I think it's so pretty. I'm gonna add it to create sort of like a lattice look on my cardstock. And it might be a little bit too much. You might have liked it better with just the washi tape alone and not the die cut, but I think it turned out really pretty having that die cut there. I'm not necessarily satisfied with the sentiment and the pink frame, but I think the background turned out absolutely stunning. All right, so the last one, I told you that last card was the last one, but it's not true. I forgot I had one more to show you, and one of them is adding a washi tape strip to your cardstock and then using an embossing folder to add some texture to your card. This is stunning. I absolutely love the look of it. It doesn't crack the washi tape, nothing like that. And it just makes some excellent texture for the card and gives it a little extra something special. So as you can see, the baby's starting to get a little restless. It's time to go. But if you want to check out the first video on all sorts of washi tape, then by all means click here, and there's tons more ideas that you can check out. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful start to your week.